Hi book friends, my name is Jen and this is my December TBR. Last month of the year, and that means that I'm already looking forward to 2025 and my reading plans for the next year. I have big plans to clear both my physical and my Kindle TBR. And while last month was all about reading books that continued series, this month is all about standalones. Just like last month, I don't have anything special that I'm using to pick these books. I'm just looking at my shelves and saying, oh, that's a standalone. I think that I would like to read that in December. Come 2025, that won't be the case because I am planning a really big TBR game that I will play all year that will help me pare down my TBR. I also plan on adding to that TBR. So I know that it's not going to get rid of it completely, but I do hope to read through a lot of the books that have been on my shelf for a long time. My November reading was really, really good. I got through a lot of books that continued series. I did not finish my TBR. So some of the books from last month might roll over into this month a little bit. But other than that, I have some standalones that I have had on my shelf for a while that I would like to read in December. The first one is A Little Life. First of all, I absolutely hate this cover, but it is pretty iconic. This was the National Book Award finalist, and from what I hear, it is very, very emotional. And when I think about the holiday seasons, sometimes they can get a little emotional, and sometimes I have a hard time releasing that emotion. Maybe this book will help me out. The only thing I know about this book is that it follows 4 college classmates through their lives, and that's really it, and that's all I want to know. So we'll see if this can evoke some emotion out of me. It's really hard to make me cry with a book. I tear up often, but boo-hoo sobbing is actually really hard for me. And next up is one that's been on my list for a while, and that is Hester. And the only thing I know about this is that it is a retelling, maybe, of The Scarlet Letter. I believe Hester Prynne is a character in this book. I still have my bargain sticker on it from Books A Million. I really like this cover. It looks like it's embroidered. One of my good friends has read this book and really, really liked it. And she actually commissioned somebody to make her a candle that looks like this cover. So that's a pretty strong recommendation if you ask me. The next 3, ironically, I probably should have tried to read in the spooky months, but I don't really have any books that fit a Christmassy vibe on my physical TBR at least. So Long Live Evil is one that I'm hoping to get to. Now I know that I said I'm reading standalones and this does say book 1 on the spine, but as of right now it's a standalone. Book 2 is not out yet. I have not even heard anything about book 2. This is a tale for anyone who has ever fallen for the villain. I do like those bad boys. And it was blurbed by Holly Black and Leigh Bardugo on the cover. I believe this is about a girl who makes some sort of a magical deal that lets her live in her favorite fantasy world. And when she gets there, she's actually the villain. And she wasn't expecting that. I really wanted to read this book as soon as I bought it, and that just didn't work out. This one has been on my TBR for 2 years this Christmas. My stepson bought this for me off my Amazon wish list 2 Christmases ago. And I don't know why I haven't read it. And that's Fairy Tale by Stephen King. I don't read a lot of Stephen King because I don't like scary books, but this is a fantasy book. And one of my favorite books of all time, 11/22/63, is by Stephen King. And some of the stuff I've read by him, I've really, really liked. And I believe this is about a teenager who befriends an old man and his dog, and then the old man passes away and leaves the teenager his property or his shed or something on his property. And when the boy is exploring his shed, he finds some sort of a portal to a fantasy world. I love portal fantasy. It's Stephen King. That's all I need to know. And since I've had it for so long, I think this one might be a priority for me. And I have not actually had this one on my list for very long, but I really want to read it. I think I'm going to try to do this one on audio because I do believe that Tom Felton narrates it. And Tom Felton played Draco Malfoy, and I am currently doing a Harry Potter reread. So I think that this is a perfect time to read Beyond the Wand. The magic, mayhem, and growing up of a wizard. And we can all love to hate Draco Malfoy, but I think that we all agree he's a great character, Tom Felton's a great actor, and I'm really looking forward to reading all about what it was like as kids on the Harry Potter set. As for Christmas reading, I'm going to rely on Kindle Unlimited. So I have How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. I've heard very mixed reviews on this one, so I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy it. But if I'm not, I'm going to DNF it pretty quick. It's not one that's been on my list for a long time. It's just something I'm reading for the Christmas vibes. The next one I am reading is a recommendation from my daughter, The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is a mashup of The Nightmare Before Christmas and Red, White, and Royal Blue. And she read it and enjoyed it, said that it was okay. Obviously, it has its problems, but it should be a good time. And the last one I will probably also listen to on audio is A Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood. This is one of the novellas, the winter romance novellas that was put out by Amazon. I think there's 6 books in the series. I would like to try to read through more than just one of them, but this is the one that is a priority, and this is the one that I am going to read or listen to first because 1, it's Ali Hazelwood and she is my favorite romance author of all time, and 2, it is a play on a Taylor Swift song, so I think that that has to be first on the list. And the last book I have for December, I am reading with Books and Heather over on her Patreon for her December book club, and it is Blood Over Brighthaven. I do have the physical copy. I just don't know where it is. That could be a problem. Anyways, it's a beautiful book. It is something I've heard a lot about. I believe it's dark academia. It's by the same author who wrote Sword of Kaigen, which has been on my Kindle TBR for quite a while, but I haven't read it. And I'm really looking forward to reading it with a great group of people over on Heather's Patreon. So that's it for December. December is usually pretty busy because, duh, it's Christmas. We'll have a week off in December at the very end of December. So that should help a lot. Also, I will be spending a lot of time in December finalizing plans and making graphics for the 2025 Get Rid of All the Books on My TBR game that I'm going to play. I cannot wait to make a video to tell you all about that. I cannot wait to decorate my tree. Right now, there are no ornaments on it, but this year I'm doing a Harry Potter tree. So if you follow me on Instagram, I will put pictures of the finished product. All of my socials are listed below. I appreciate all your likes, comments, and subscribes. If you like my content, that's the best way that you can help me out. Have a great December and happy reading.